I think maybe Ozzy knows more than I do on Big Game Hunter.
Yeah, maybe. That actually might be true.
Yeah, yeah. Possibly in twos also. Unclear.
Hmm.
Because I think you should just build a sunk and then you're fine.
Not me. I know way more about BGH.
Well, like I said, I think we have very, very different perspectives on the game, Sterling. I think I do know things that you don't know, but I also think you
No.
don't agree with the things that I say. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the reasons I feel
They're
like I know
wrong.
more than you.
What you say is wrong almost always.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
What about the things that I say, Sterling?
Correct, usually.
I like that you said that.
While I was off stream, I got a new follower 7 hours ago from someone named Agent Glory to UA.
Oh yeah, that was me.
That was me also.
Interesting.
Sometimes we share accounts. I have YouTube Premium. Sterling doesn't. He has Netflix. I don't. So you know.
Okay.
You know how it is.
Yeah, I know exactly how it is.
You sound a little incredulous.
Yeah.
So do you really know how it is?
I don't think he does, Keen. Oh boy, I shouldn't have done the Dark Archon boss.
Oh no.
You guys are playing Tower Defense again?
Yeah, do you want to play?
You want to play with us?
No, I'm streaming. Streaming some BGH.
Hell yeah. Love that about you.
The Chinese are about to play a 2v2 match. This chat overlay has been broken for like a week and a half, 2 weeks now. And just cannot get a response from anybody about it.
How does it make you feel?
I'm very frustrated. This is extreme. I can't read chat during my games right now, which is very frustrating.
That does sound frustrating.
It is. It's quite frustrating.
It must be frustrating.
Sound like a white American woman. I'm so frustrated.
What's wrong with white American women?
Come on, you know.
Yeah, I do know. I hate
They don't
women.
say the R. They just say like frustrated.
I'm so frustrated. Frustrated?
Yeah, I actually hate white American girls. I don't even want to call them women. because they're just girls. You guys know what I mean?
Yeah. I was hoping somebody would say it, and you did. Thank you. You know, Law, I can't believe you said that about me, that Ozzy knows stuff that I don't know.
I also can't believe you said that about women.
Women don't really know shit.
Well, I'm talking about Law. I don't care what you say about them.
Sterling, I'm just losing a lot of respect for you right now, you know?
Yeah. I can understand that.
I'm disappointed by how much ego you have.
Oh.
I just thought,
No, you've always known about that.
I just thought you were better than that.
I just think that I'm the best. That's all. You know?
I do know that you think that. Ooh, he's trying to kill our factory there. Hmm. Yo, what's up, Patrick?
Game fucking sucks.
Are you dead, PP?
Getting fucked.
You can't defend?
Can't defend.
Wow.
Sucks to suck.
That's crazy.
The only point of the game is defending. Why can't you defend?
Game suck.
It's like literally the only thing you have to do.
All right. We've got a little scoreboard going. We're gonna observe this, and then I might play a game or two after. We'll see. I kind of want to get to bed a little bit earlier tonight, so no promises that I'm playing any tonight. I've been working on YouTube uploads like legitimately all day. I got like 5 or 6 done. Team CC and Team BB. Not PP. BB. Big Game Hunters. I assume it's a best of 5. I don't actually even know. Can do a little bit of commentary. It will it's not gonna be the highest level game. It is 4 chickens. We got Protoss and Zerg for BB and Shanji versus double Protoss from CC and Marsox. I'll try to adjust my level of commentary to the level of the game. So I won't be super picky about like mistakes and stuff, but maybe teach a little bit, some minor stuff, but I won't be too critical. I'll try not to be too critical. Obviously, I'm going to be a little bit biased. You know, BB and Shanji are both my friends, so not going to pretend like I'm not rooting for them. I think they want to do... I think this is 4 zealots each, is what Marsox is saying. I don't know what he's saying about BB here. Unfortunately, my Chinese is very weak. Very, very weak. Alright, so BB, Marsox going to be sure choke. The one thing that Team BB has going for them is that they are in pretty decent spawns, so Shanji can reinforce quickly to BB. So maybe they can get some early trades to get an advantage. CC is very far away. This would pretty much be the only position that'd be worse. Would be bottom left. But this is a very long travel time to get here. So there is a chance where BB and Shanji can get some double teams going to get a bit of an advantage. Shanji going for his typical 9 pull, right? Or was this overpull? I think he went overpull. This looks like overpull. Because we're at 10 drones. He did overpull. Okay, so we got overpull from Shanji. It's going to be 2-gate from BB. And then Marsox and Wendy both said they plan on going for 3-gate mass zealot. So it's going to be extremely zealot heavy, which is actually very hard for PZ to play against. Because the zealots just outscale the lings really hard. Zerg has to stay very low eco, while Protoss obviously can keep growing in economy. So it's really about this early game. Can they get an advantage early? Honestly, what I would like to have seen, but you're not going to see this from the chickens, is because they're going to have this early advantage, BB could have rushed for a contain on Marsox. Could have gone for like very quick cannons, and maybe even like a gateway to block them here or something, right? But it's kind of a hard call to make. And you have to do it like very quickly after scouting. So it was 11? Are you sure it was 11 pool? Maybe it was. I think you're right. Yeah, you might be right. Which would be funny, because Shanji specifically said he likes it when I do 11 pool. But I've never seen him do it before. But yeah, so this attack not going very well for them. They're actually being pretty wasteful. Gonna kill a few probes, which is nice and all, but losing all this army does mean they're gonna lose their tempo quite a bit here. BB went straight up to 4-get, actually third hatchery now coming down for Shanji. It does mean, though, because Shanji went for this higher eco Ling build, yes, the Lings are a little bit slower, but it does mean there's going to have a lot more Lings going into the mid-game. BB's got to be very careful about wasting too many Zealots here as she rallies. Shanji's going to be able to buy her some time now, but her Zealot count is actually very low, so she's got to be very, very careful. Pretty good from Shanji so far. Managed to kill a gateway as well. They cut a lot of the probes. So Marsok's eco very weak at the moment. And picking off some Zealots actually very nice for Team BB here. Let's go ahead and shift tab so we can keep up this a little bit better. Another Zealot going to get picked off here. Looks like this one going to kill 2 of her probes. Almost gets the 3rd one. But actually so far pretty good for Team BB. The Sunken kind of hurts. He does kind of need it because of this potential counter. But he does need to replace a drone or 2 if he's going to continue to afford the 3-hatch Ling if he wants to make these Sunkens. And Big Fight going to break out here. BB is going to be a little bit behind on the Zealots here between these 2 players. And Shanji kind of leaves, and then is going to turn back around and help her. She's going to have another 4 Zealots come out here, and I think with that, she's actually going to be able to defend if she microed well. It's going to be a little bit hard, obviously, because she's fighting against the 2. Shanji could have gone for a counterattack potentially, which is good. Yeah, he's going to do that. So this is good because it distracts Marsox as well, so it's not really going to be controlling the Zealots as well anymore. Or if he's not watching, he could just straight up die. Shanji needs to get on top of this cannon and pick this cannon off. BB is going to survive as well, so she did a really good job defending. Lots of Zealots left over. Cannon is going to go down, and Marsox actually going to fall, and Team BB going to take this first game. Very good. Very nice. Yo, what's up, Guish? What's up, Drew? How you guys doing? Yeah, sorry, I can't see chat in-game anymore. I have to tab out to see, unfortunately. They still haven't fixed the, this thing. ESPN commentary on deck. Something like that, yeah. I think what CC was telling Marsox was to attack, to get his cannons up before they attack, I guess, so that he can defend easier. I think. Not entirely sure. Alright, so we got a mirror matchup this time. Marsox gonna be, or no, it's CC, right? CC is the one playing random. Oh no, it is Marsox. Okay, so Marsox is gonna be the Zerg player here. Which I can't help but believe that Shanji Zerg is gonna be a lot stronger. We'll see though. See how Marsox stacks up against Shanji Zerg. You know, kind of want to see Marsox lose because he's been talking a lot of trash about BB lately. Apparently. Saying that nobody should ever lose to her. It's pretty messed up. Pretty messed up. As Zerg give you 9 pull, how do you deal against overpull? And the 2 are linging. So, if you're playing 9 pull against overpull, his hatchery, so his extra hatchery is going to be faster, right? But your ling speed is going to be quicker, and you're going to have more initial lings. So there's usually a window where when your ling speed finishes, if it's a team game, there's 2 ways to go about it. So you posture in a way where their lings kind of want to come out a little bit. And if they come out, you punish them because you have ling speed. So you force them to fight you when you have the ling advantage. The other thing is that you're going to have map control before they do. So there's going to be a temporary advantage as well for your team, where their Zerg cannot come out to compete with you. So you can use that to like guarantee your team gets cannons up so they can help you deal with the Zerg or attack someone or whatever, right? But it's a very small window, and the reason overpull works for me quite often in these innings is because people often don't abuse that opening. But 9 pull is typically the better team play. But in a 1v1 situation, yeah, the overpull is going to be slightly better. You like the old StarCraft better? The old StarCraft is better. You're a Zergling fan, huh? You're a Zerg fan. Pretty good spawns for both teams, though. Nobody really has a big spawn advantage. It's maybe slightly favored for the choke, but not even by much. Shanji actually gets a free ling there, which unironically is a big deal, by the way. Got the extra hatcheries coming down for Shanji, and it looks like he did a more economical advantage for opening. So he should be behind in lings, but I don't even think he is necessarily. It's pretty close. They're not fighting super well together, but they just have more here, so it's going to be fine. They're going to win this fight while Shanji has this big advantage. A lot of the lings get reset from Marsox as well, so he's pretty much going to be behind on lings for the rest of the game. And there's really no way for him to catch up very easily. And blue team doesn't even have to keep pressing forward here. They're going to start taking a bad trade because they're, attacking into the reinforcements now. So this is an overcommitment from blue team. They're still going to win the fight, which really does not bode well for Team CC. A shield battery even going to start to come down here. But blue team just needs to back up, regroup. They won this trade. They have a good start. I mean, you see it in the Zerg supply especially. This, 4 to 5 supply advantage is a lot. That's 8 to 10 lings. Think about that. And then BB also with a slight supply advantage. Actually, she's up 12 supply right now, so she's just macroing better. BB very good at making probes, which is one of the advantages she has over a lot of the chickens. Like, you see this probe count? Way behind BB's probe count. Which allows them to trade at a little bit of a deficit and it still be fine. Maybe even advantage for them because she's just out mining by so much. And this is going to be a pretty good defensive position from the red team, especially the shield battery here. But they might just have too much. They're going to get completely overwhelmed. Marsox typing something in the middle of this, and they're just getting out macroed at this point. Just a huge macro difference. Again, Marsox, and I wasn't watching the early game, he did something wrong. You should not have less lings than the Zerg that went for overpull or 11 pull or whatever Shanji did here, because it looked like Marsox, he was just down 2 drones, but also had the same ling count, so kind of as expected. He's not really a Zerg player. And Shanji just gets a big advantage there. And Marsox going to be able to defend this, but I mean, the drones weren't mining this whole time, which means he can't use all of his larvae. Even going to lose a drone potentially, yeah, which is really, really painful. The mining's all messed up, and this game is over, ladies and gentlemen. No matter how you look at it. BB almost more than doubling the supply. Oh, sorry. BB up about 15 supply over CC. And Shanji about doubling Marsox, so they're dead, boys. Yo, what's up, J-Talks? What you mean chickens, lol? Marsox looks like a big noob. So chickens is what the Chinese players call the not-so-good players. This is the chickens battle. Battle of the chickens. Let me turn my heat off here. It's Right. What are we saying here? I was learning a little bit of the opinion, but I don't know much of this. I recognize the laughter. That's pretty much it. BBS where Marsox's hands are. So I think Marsox said something like, if you lose to BB, it means you don't have any hands, or like you can't lose to BB if you have hands, something like this. And now she's talking trash to him. It's funny. Yeah, CC was also saying that I felt like Marsox's link count was too low. Like something was definitely wrong. I agree. You know, it's funny, J-Talks. You and I, we got off to a bad start. You know, got off on the wrong foot, and we now you're like a regular, normal viewer. I love that. It makes me happy for some reason. All right, we got Marsox on Zerg again. Let's pay a little. Let's pay close attention here to his pay close attention to his build here. See if he does this correctly. So we're gonna go up to our 9 drones. Are we gonna go 9 pool? Are we gonna go over pool? What are we gonna do here? All right. So it's gonna be 9 pool. He is actually mining relatively correctly too, which is good. So it should be 9 pool, and then drone, and then gas, and then overlord. So there's the drone. He's not microing his larva, but that's fine. It's like a little thing, but these little things add up. Like this, don't like the pool placement, to be honest with you. Okay, so there's our gas, and then it should be overlord. So he went drone. This is incorrect. Okay. So because he went drone, what's gonna happen is he's gonna go up to 3 larvae. His spawning pool's gonna finish, and he won't be able to start his 3 sixlings at the same right away, right? And what this does is, because you have 3 larvae that are out, it means that the production of the next larva is delayed until you start making your zerglings. So this actually makes it where not only do your lings start late, but your lings after that also come late. So it does double damage. So see, we got 3 larvae. We're waiting on the overlord, waiting on the overlord. Now we start our 6lings, and that amount of time, it means that our 4th... Oh, okay, we're gonna lose this drone. That means our next larva is gonna be delayed as well. So this actually hurts quite a bit to do this wrong. His gas mining was also a little bit suboptimal. Because the spawning pool again slowed it down a little bit. And we're going straight into creep colony. This is not very good to do at all. Oh, and we took initial hits. This game's already over. I'm gonna be honest with you. The game's over. These lings can never fight Shanji's lings now. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Alright, so they're going to try to contain here in middle. I mean, if he waits long enough, the Lings heal up, it's actually okay. So maybe preemptive calling it over. Shanji wants to go. I do kind of agree with that. The advantage that he got from that damage has gone away quite a bit. It's still a little bit. Ling's actually leading the charge is not good as well. This is actually a really bad fight by Shanji. Oh no. The Lings also get stuck before the Zealots can get inside. This is actually a really, really bad fight for the blue team. So they're going to get completely crushed here, even though they had a slight advantage. You see how quickly this stuff adds up. Like, the Lings are so crucial in these fights, and because Shanji made that massive mistake, he's just screwed. Actually, maybe gonna kill a drone, which is hilarious, and we got that sunken. So there's a big eco advantage, but unfortunately, Shanji's dead. But you know what? This is a good lesson for me. Never call a game over early when the chickens are playing, because you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. It was a big advantage normally, completely squandered, and red team gonna take a win back here, so it's not gonna be a complete shutout anymore. BB even behind in Zealots. I think she's... Well, she lost a few earlier, I guess, in that attack. So all these Zealots from CC gonna join up here. There's an advantage in both areas here, Zealots and Lings for the red team. So Shanji should just die off here. In the meantime, we even have a couple cannons done up, because why not? Okay. Kerrigan is awesome. All right. Going up to 2-1 here. Team BB with the lead. Oh, I'm in the wrong lobby. Okay, calling a best of 7 now. Go Team BB. Funny you should say that, SK. I heard that while I was in Hawaii that you betrayed the Dream Team and actually played against BB and beat her up. What's up with that, man? Okay, CC is gonna go for 2-gate Forge. I don't know what Marsoc said though. I know like legitimately like 4 to 5 of the words when it's written like this. I know a little bit of the opinion. I could kind of read it sometimes, but I can't read that like at all. Don't remember that? It sounds like fake news to you. Yeah, maybe. But Marsox is 12 o'clock, very far away, isolated turn. Well, kind of curious to see how the teams want to play this out. BB doesn't normally go cannons, at least when I play with her. But it is a semi-good game to go for cannons. Especially if Marsox wants to go bio, which it looks like he wants to. Marsox did play slowly? Okay. Okay. Well, that kind of checks out then, since you want to go 2-gate Forge. Feel like going Goon for blue can be good? Yes. So, ideally, you would go Goon here. You could go, like, 3 Zealot into Goon. Something like that. Or, like, block into Tech or something, but BB doesn't do any of those things, okay? BB does... She makes Zealots. She doesn't really cannon very well. Her Goon control is... horrible. But she can make a lot of probes and Zealots, okay? But yes, since they're playing defensive too, like, Goon and Tech here is so strong. Especially Zerg Tech. Like, if you go Goons from Protoss, and then Zerg can go Tech, and then you eventually go into, like, your Zealot and Storm and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it's nice, but... BB a Zealot specialist? A Zealot connoisseur? Yeah. Exactly. Okay, she is gonna cannon. Okay, she's gonna cannon the Terran. I like that. I'm actually happy to see that from her. I think she just doesn't do those things with me, to be honest with you. Like, she'll do them because she knows that she's, like, kind of supposed to, but honestly, when she plays with me, she's so unbelievably lazy. And then it's because she's used to me kind of adjusting to whatever her playstyle is going to be, right? Like, she's just going to do her thing, and I'm going to try to adjust. That's usually how we play. And you know what? That's okay. She enjoys it more this way. So Styrax a CAD from Marsox. So actually, these cannons are going to hold him for a very long time. And the cannon placement actually is pretty decent this time. I usually give her a hard time because her cannon placement is really bad. But it's actually pretty good this time. Would love to see a gas come down for her, but she's going to go for her cannons first. So you can kind of go like one cannon, because your Zerg is containing the Protoss, right? And the Protoss went cannons. She can go one cannon, then gas, then a second cannon, stop making Zealots, and make a Cyber Core, right? Obviously, she's not going to know to optimize this way, but it's just in this situation, you can like get everything set up before you take your gas, or like before you add your extra cannons. And then Shanji is just going 3-hatch mass link, so they're gonna cannon and try to attack CC, but this is actually a really bad thing to do. So it's really tempting when you block Terran to feel like you need to go attack somebody, because Terran's gonna be stuck for a while, but there's no rush on it. Your advantage here is that you know they can't do anything. So they started off defensive. You know that Terran won't be able to join the game for a while, and you like rush into DTs. Your Zerg needs to be going like quicker into mutas or Eco and Hydras, whatever he wants to do. Yeah, committing to attack just doesn't work typically, because you're gonna be down on Zealots, and they're usually playing defensive. She is Zealot for Zealots. Something like that. What's up, Dave? Okay, so it is going to be, I guess, Lurkers. I guess he wants to go into Lurkers. I don't really like Lurkers here. I mean, it can be good if Protoss wants to stand like really heavy Zealot. I mean, I guess he can play to contain Protoss. My fear would be Reavers, though. Truthfully. Oh man, this gas is so messed up. Or did we fix it? Maybe it's fixed now. Okay, okay. So it's okay. No, it's not okay. Yeah, this is out of whack. I don't even know how you can fix that. I think if you killed the cannon and made the Citadel there. It might help. BB loves to do this. Even though these cannons do jack all, she loves to do this with her cannons. I think they shot like twice. It's her favorite thing to do, even though it's borderline worthless. But, okay, so they got a really big contain here on CC. He's not getting out for a very, very long time. She's even added an extra cannon here to try and make it work, sure. So all this is nice. The big moment is going to be when Marsox breaks out. How strong is his army going to be, right? So the way the game usually flows from here is the Zerg and Protoss get map control. They can go into all their tech and everything, which you see the Arcaz is coming down for BB. The Zerg gets to go Eco. Usually they go Mutas, but okay, he wants to go Lurkers. Fine. That's fine. And then Terran's building up this, like, mid-tier tech push that ends up coming out extremely strong. And a lot of times, if the Terran's a good player, this army will 1v2 you coming out. So this is why the tech is so important, because you need DT to buy time, to get into Storm, and just to continue like using your kind of tech and what should be a little bit of an eco advantage like we're seeing here from Shanji. And usually Protoss can also be expanding like whatever, right? Now Marsox is a chicken. He's made many turrets. Yeah. It's not great. He's not going to have as much as he should. And his SCV production early was a bit light. I mean, he's actually doing okay with SCVs now. But it was low earlier. He definitely skipped a decent bit, but it's okay. And so now we have this kind of like contain here from BB. The Zealots are out of position though, so they're not helping. It's a great idea, but she didn't plug the hole. So, so because of this, a bunch of these Zealots gonna get in here and gonna see the Lurkers morphing. I guess they shouldn't really do much damage though. He might kill the Hydra Den, but this is going to be a lot of Zealot losses. Yeah, not even going to kill the Hydra Den. And now Marsox is out. DT racking up some kills. Tries to get away but gets stuck, kind of accidentally. Love to see some Burrow. Just trying to make him use up all the scans. He's gonna have limited scans. So the DT Lurker combo is actually pretty strong. Need to keep retargeting with the DT so it's not missing so much DPS, but yeah, a lot of the Marines going to go down here. And turret going to be started. They need to just pounce on this right now. This is a pretty small army. We have a lot of Lurkers. If we just run in with a Zealot Ling Lurker, we absolutely smash this. The scary thing would be if he starts getting a bunch of bunkers and turrets and everything up in mid, but he's only brought one SCV, so the bunkers aren't going to be coming. Looks like they are actually going to be pulling the trigger here. A little bit disjointed. Lurkers didn't quite get in all the way in, but they're going to get decent splash, so a lot of the bio is going to go down here. Would love to have seen them just go together. Yeah, it's okay. They're doing their best. It's chickens. They're doing their best. I love it. It's actually... I mean, this is what makes chicken games fun. You know what I mean? This is where the entertainment comes from. We got the drones running from nothing. This push is somehow going to, like, kind of work. We're still making DTs instead of Storm, which I've told her a million times. Just a few DTs into Storm is so much better than just spamming DT. Okay, Kenna's gonna get a lot of Marine kills here, so that's at least something. That's nice. Literally just 1 or 2 Storms, and this is like the easiest hold. We'll just keep bleeding off units. Okay, kill the SCV, which is actually a good call. Looks like we're just not making any Templar. And Greater Spire here from Shanji. It seems like blue team like had a general idea of what they should be doing. You can kind of see it's like they kind of have a general idea, but then they don't know what to do after that. I laughed happily. That's funny. I love it. Like, I don't know what we're doing. Alright, BB is going to come out here. She did finally make a couple Templars, so she's going to have a couple storms for these bio. If we get a good storm or two, then this gets cleared super easily. Again, we have a lot of lurkers that can kind of combine with the push here from BB. So if we get a good flank here with the lurkers and everything, would be great. Can we get a storm on top of this bio? Storm missed. We actually kind of missed both of them somehow. We like perfectly stormed around everything. Drop comes down from Marsox, which gets smashed by the Mutas, and then Greater Spire is done, so we can start some Guardians now. So they're gonna hold on, I think. I mean, there's a decent bit of army here from CC, but it's a lot of lurkers here. Does have one storm that can actually hit all three of these lurkers, which should be some pretty serious damage. If you don't know, a storm plus one goon shot will kill the lurker. A lot of lurkers here. The Guardians have all finished up now. And with the Guardians and the lurkers, Shanji actually going to be completely fine. BB still never got an expansion though, so she doesn't have like a macro advantage over CC. But they're going to be able to clear this army up. These cannons doing some serious work. There's a nice storm. That was a really, really big storm. Radiate goes down on top of the Guardian. Would love to see that Guardian get split off. Good job by Shanji. Does recognize that. And they can actually push into the Protoss here. He's going to be very vulnerable. Through this attack here. And Marsox doesn't really have anything going for him, to be honest with you. Not a lot of macro going on behind the scenes here. Did finish up his expansion, but they don't really have a good answer for all these Guardians. Got a few goons here, but it's not enough goons to fight this many Guardians. And we are out of Storms. Tries to drop a Stargate here. Guardians are going to go into the cannons a little bit. And they only outrange the cannons by one, so very often what you end up seeing is when they're attacking the cannons, they'll kind of push themselves into the cannon. But a couple of the Guardians going to go down, but not quite enough Lings reinforcing here to push it back. Shanji just has stuff running all over the place. Got 3 Sunkens here protecting this base. BB taking the middle here, but again, Marsox not going to be able to push through that very easily. And yeah, I think red team is going to go down here, so pretty interesting game from the 24H chickens here. A very technical game for the chickens. You don't really see games like this very often at this level, so it was kind of interesting to watch. Kind of fun. It was like almost technically correct, you know what I mean? Like the theory was there, and that's what made it interesting. How do you prevent the Guardian from going in range of cannon or turret? You just have to have them already spread so that when they stack, they don't push each other like this, right? So like you see how when they're sitting here, once they kind of like target, like right now they're good, but like when they move into something, you'll see like a little bit of push, like, yeah, and that'll push them into it. So you just have to have them spread already so they're not doing that. Like right here is going to be a good example, right? So they're going to go in here and look how they're like shifting here, you see? They're like kind of floating into it. That's what happens when they stack. So just got to make sure they don't stack, and it'll prevent them from doing that. Well, Corsairs are going to get out, and he's going to survive, but he's going to lose a lot of his probes. He lost all of his production. Actually, he's going to lose almost all of his probes. But you know what? CC lives. Marsox got a drop coming down on Shanji, who has literally 0 units. Well, he's got 4 lings. Which is basically literally 0 units. But we do have an Ultra Cavern over here. How does Shanji just... What happened? How does he have nothing after all that time passed? We had 3 bases. I don't know what happened. Both vessels barely gonna get out, actually. Both of them 1 tap away. And BB gets her own expansion up, gets a few gateways down here, so that'll be strong. Got an extra base here. Shanji expanding up here too, because why not? Bunch of Ultralists pop out, so I guess that's where our money went. We got dropped and then queued. What is this, 8? 7? 7 Ultras. So that explains that. Should have made a scout instead of Corsair. Not that matters. Yeah, I actually thought it was going to be a scout too, to be fair, because I think logically a scout made more sense there, but yeah, either way, like you said, it doesn't matter. Does Shanji have 0 upgrades for anything? We got the... Yeah, we don't have an Evo chamber. It's okay. Alright, Ultra Lagoons here, going to finish this off. So of course they're going to go over and clear some Overlords. I guess they're going to try and play it out some. Marsok's going to try and be the hero, but I just don't think he really has enough going for him. The kind of the macro setup, not very strong. We're on 4 racks, 2 factories still at 18 minutes with an expansion, so he's going to be floating a ton of money because he just needs more production. And yeah, he realizes that, so he's going to drop an extra factory down here, but I don't see any possible way that Marsox wins. We're also at the game state where BB usually does pretty well. Like, the damage is pretty nice, right? Onto Shanji, we did some damage here. We're going to deny the mining down here, but there's just so many fires that Marsox has to put out, right? Like, there's bases everywhere. And BB doesn't really slip on macro at this stage of the game. Her early game is definitely her weakest point, and usually here, she does pretty well. Like, she can make a lot of units, right? Her control's not the best, but her macro's almost always strong. So I don't see any way for Marsox to ever, like, push through and break anything. Okay. I don't know what she's looking at. But it wasn't her Templar, that's for sure. Honestly, she looks very lazy right now. That's okay. So Marsok's going to try and slow push into mid here. I mean, he has a decent tank count right now. I mean, I personally love doing... Like, this stage of the game, I enjoy playing as Terran when it's like you get to slow push, but usually, like, your production just should be a lot higher, right? So it should be like a constant, non-stop slow push. The part that's annoying is obviously dealing with, like, the recalls or mutas or guardians or anything like that backstabbing you. And BB gonna attack into this here. One of the tanks is gonna go down on the front lines. A couple storms coming down, hitting a couple tanks here. It's all goons and Templar though, so it's not gonna trade very well against this. But cleaning up a lot of the tanks is still gonna be pretty nice. Does need to back up and not overcommit everything here because she's gonna run out of protection for Templar. Do need to get a lot more zealots though with stuff like this. Goons you typically want around 12-ish. And the rest is gonna be all zealots. Like 6, 7 Templar maybe. Like at most. But the Zealots really are the important part for breaking through these lines. But her upgrades were pretty decent. We're at 2, 1. Actually, there's only a single forge. Okay, it's not that great. Gonna go into carriers. Okay, that's fine. I expected recall gonna be carriers. Looks like they did find this top right base, so gonna be able to clear that out. Marsok's taking us third, adding a couple extra packages here in the top left. Double vessels probably pumping. Double armory is good, even though we're only doing the +1. And single eBay, this is all okay. Shanji floating a ton of money, doesn't really know what to do. He looks... Is he AFK? Okay, he's not AFK, he's just... What's the point of having multiple bases if you can't look at more than one at a time, you know? Alright, BB gonna go attack into this once more and try to push the siege line back a little bit. A lot more zealots this time with the goons. I like this a lot more. We should see a lot of storms raining down on top of these tanks. Very good storm there. That's hitting about 3 to 4 tanks. Yeah, gonna push this tank line back quite a bit. Even already it's coming down on the Templar, which is pretty cute and all. But yeah, the siege tank line getting pushed back is the really important part. So we can fall back, which she will do. Regroup, saves all of our Templar, which is pretty good. We got triple carrier on the way while we're doing that. So it's like these attacks are good because we're pushing the siege line back. It's going to make him feel like he needs to focus on rebuilding this. And he's not thinking about a carrier transition or anything. He's thinking, oh, I need to reinforce this. I need to focus on killing this top right base. So this is kind of what I mean when I talk about like having to put out all these extra fires. Where it's like, all these bases are fires, essentially. And it's like, you're putting a ton of pressure on the Terran by taking these extra bases, so he feels like he has to kill this base first. So he's going to be hyper-fixated on this, while on the other side of the map you're doing whatever your kill move is going to be. And in this case, it's going to be carriers from BB. While Shanji floats thousands of resources and has absolutely no idea what he should be doing. Just going to keep making unupgraded ultras, which I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, we are getting upgrades now. Ultras without upgrades, whenever the mech and stuff gets upgraded, even the bio, like, completely melts ultras. But like I said, we didn't get our +2 started for our mech. We were doing a +1 armor. So, gonna be a little bit late on that. Does at least clear all this up. Does Marsox. But again, right, like I'm saying, this is pushing him back, this is making him focused on this, but this is really what's coming to end the game soon. Even though it looks like they could have actually just full committed to just slamming army into him head on, like BB is still maxed. This is more fun, you know what I mean? What do we do? We have 6 bases. We're like... Shanji has 6 bases, but he doesn't have anything. You know what I mean? I love it. I wonder if these are... It looks like he's going Vulture. So not going Goliath yet. Scan's here to see this base. Maybe thinking about doing a little bit of ridge play. Huge EMP. It's always satisfying. Give you might as well mind control. Yeah, I know, right? She should mind control and just play Zerg better than Shanji. Up to 7 carriers right now. As soon as they show, Marsox will GG, so we won't even get to use them really. They're just going to start shooting, and it's going to be GG. GG. well played by Team BB, moving them up to 3-1. They said it's going to be a best of 7, so next game, well, they're on game point now, so. It doesn't show up on my friends list. Probably got the bug. The question mark bug. BB is unstoppable. It seems that way. Yeah, they were saying Happy New Year earlier. What if he's pulling a larva and playing with his feet? Could be, man. Okay, we got double toss again. We got Shanji shared choke with CC. BB very far away from her teammate here. But it is the Zerg, so it is Zerg versus double toss, so there's going to be a, again, like before, slight map advantage for blue team early. And the scary part in these spawns is if at any point red team gets a little bit of control, Shanji can get blocked in extremely easily in these spawns. So it's very important to try to avoid that for these players, I think, at all costs. And I think CC knows to do things like that. Like, CC is a chicken, but I think he understands a few things pretty well. And I'd imagine he knows to try to block Shanji if he gets a chance to. So that's going to be the big thing we're going to be looking out for. It's going to be a 9 pull here from Shanji. Oh, getting tired. Definitely after this series, I'm going to go to bed. I'll play some games tomorrow. I have a best of 7 tomorrow for $50, so I will need to practice a bit before that. I haven't played much the last few weeks. a best of 7 against Nomad, so it's going to be a TVP, my worst matchup. Nomad historically has a winning record over me, but I was beating him a decent bit before I left for vacation. Obviously, I'm a little bit worried that I'm not going to play great because I am a bit out of practice, but we will do our best, of course. That'll be 1v1, no BGH. Yeah, $50. It's big. It's a lot of money for me, man. Look, I only get paid for StarCraft, so anytime a show match comes up for me to potentially win money, it's very important to me. So I'm gonna try to play a decent bit tomorrow without overplaying. I'll focus up, right, turn my mic off and all that good stuff, and yeah, like I said, I'm just a little bit worried because I'm a little bit out of practice. I won't use that as an excuse. Well, I might. I'll try not to use that as an excuse if I lose. Oh, this is a huge surround, actually, so we're going to get this first Zealot for free. That is a big pick-off there, and the second Zealot, or the third Zealot even really late to get here. This Zealot taking a lot of damage, and this one actually gets blocked off from getting tucked in here as well. I think Shanji did miss a little bit of an opportunity to snowball that. That easily could have snowballed into a kill, or at least a lot of damage. But still a pretty good start for Shanji, picking off one Zealot, getting another one pretty low. BB rallying out about as far as she should. Is going to be pretty decently behind on Zealots here to start. It looks like Marsok's cut a few probes. So he is going to have a Zealot advantage here initially. Looks like we do get another Zealot pick-off here. Another one extremely low. But cannon is up. Shanji gonna run into that cannon, which is actually a pretty big mistake. So a couple of these Zealotlings gonna go down. At least one does go down. The other one's very low. Gotta be very careful there. Does get picked off. Oh, we're being weird. Well, that's not good because BB is way behind Zealots on Marzox here. She's actually just going to sacrifice Shanji, I think. Okay, Marsox is maybe going to turn around. She's going to turn back around. Did she not notice? Yeah, Shanji's dead. Yeah, I didn't realize we were going for this. Not a big fan of this. These Zealots from BB very, very late getting here. And, I mean, there's more Zealots than Lings at this point. We're going to have one sunken versus like 14,000 Zealots. We might survive with the Zealots coming in from BB and the drill, but how many drones are going to be left? Like, none? None drones? Actually, they're not targeting drones, and because they're not targeting drones, the drill value is actually pretty insane here, so it's not really going to lose that much eco. Only lost a few drones so far. Could have been a lot worse. Only 2 drones go down at the end there. Wow, that should not have held, but they weren't targeting drones. So because of that, Shanji does survive with a bit more eco left over than I would have expected. Trying to get into his lurkers ASAP to stay alive. Won't be able to use them very aggressively now. I mean, there is actually a small window here where he could get the lurker inside. And tuck it down here. Or even run it around here, potentially. But because that trade went well enough, BB will be able to protect Shanji now. She's mining gas, but no core. Floating almost 1,000 minerals. Would love to see the lurker burrow. Gotta be careful not to take splash, though. Yeah, Lurker just wasn't firing for a second there. So, lot... what are we doing that we keep messing up our Lurker shooting? I don't even know how he's doing that. He's doing it consistently. Told BB to hold 3, not scout 3. Shanji wanted to 1v1. Yeah. Well. Yeah. BB can never hold anybody 1v1 in the beginning. You have to do something to kind of give her a little bit of advantage. She's just not her early game's just not good because she's not a micro player. And that's fine. You just gotta learn how to play around it. When you get to the mid game, that's where BB shines. Like, if you look at supply, BB is always, like almost always the highest supply. Even when I'm playing against BB, she just oftentimes has more supply than me. Like, her macro is super good. You just gotta know how to utilize her mid game macro. Is this a replay? Yeah, it's a live game. What's up, Max? Play StarCraft 2 also. You cannot damage your teammates with lurkers. That would be insane. CGG. No, you can. You absolutely can. Lurkers, 100% can splash your teammates. Unless you meant in StarCraft 2. In which case, I don't know. I never really played team games in StarCraft 2. Okay, well, assessing the game, Shanji obviously incredibly far behind. BB's going to have to do a lot of work this game. Does have a very good probe count here. Decently ahead of both players, it looks like. And again, reflected on the supply, she has 92 of the 60 of either of them. Templar Archives, though, already coming down for Marsox, and we are very late on our eco, or our tech here for BB. This, forge placement, unfortunately, is 1 hex to the left, so our gas mining is completely screwed up here. Mike could fix it if she makes her citadel here. I'm still not 100% sure on that one. But I doubt she's going to know that, so she's probably just going to mine like garbage this entire game. Shanji trying to take an expansion while our eco is in the gutter. Bunch of cannons coming up and a block here from BB, but... Well, it's only 3 cannons. And no units, so it's just going to immediately go down. Is going to at least buy time for army potentially to get there. She has way more than Marsox here in the middle, so easily going to be able to chase them off. Reinforce these cannons. Like I said, the cannons are going to go down, but she will be able to push this army back. I'd like to see her maybe even cancel the gateway so her goons could join the fight here, but this is kind of what I mean, right? Macro is amazing for BB, but in the chaos, her army is just not being looked at, it looks like. But she has enough units, so she's going to win this fight in middle still. Does get pushed back here against CC. We do have the lurker here, and no vessel, it looks like, or observer, at least near there. It's in the center, so at least going to buy him a little bit more time. Asking for the observers here. Wait, Marsox went up obs and archives like very quickly. It's part of why his unit count was very low. And at BB, you see the supply now caught up quite a bit between the Protoss players, so I don't think she's going to be able to protect Shanji anymore. Shanji still only has a single unit, I guess a second unit coming out now. And while BB has enough to fight one of the armies, she cannot fight both. She's going to get sandwiched here by these goons. And gonna try to fall back here. Honestly, she needs to be focusing on... Well, there's no citadel. Yeah, she's just massing goons right now. Not something she normally does, and I don't even think it's good here. The time she chooses to go mass goon, it's not great. Like, you're not gonna beat 2 players going goons with your own goons, right? Storm and Zealot typically does very well against this, right? So, I think the overwhelming goon numbers here are going to push Shanji back, kill Shanji, I mean, there's just nothing going on for him, and it's going to bring the score to 2-3, actually. Shanji wanted to do something a little fancy. The thing to keep an eye out for here is Shanji going to say it's her fault? I don't think he'll say anything. I don't think I've ever actually seen Shanji complain about his team. So I'll give him props for that. He's a better man than me. I don't think I've ever lost a game and not complained about something. I'm just a whiner. I can't help it. Bunch of reinforcing goons here from BB on the backside, but still not going to be enough. Not even a good choke to be fighting at, so going to get repelled here. And lots of units still built up at home for both of the other players. BB now dropping down a supply below these players. Marsok's actually taking the supply lead. And that is going to wrap it up, or should be seeing a GG soon. This army is going to get cleared up. They're going to see all these reinforcements. BB won't try to play this out either. We even have a storm drop coming down. Not a storm, okay. A little bit of everything. Okay, we chose about the most uneventful spot to storm. Still got 7 probes, which is pretty good, but looks like we could have got a lot more. Shanji actually trying to run away, and BB is, what, gonna stay and fight? I'm very surprised. Okay, I was gonna say, we don't even have observers, like, surely. Alright, GG gonna be called. Gonna bring this series 2-3, so potential comeback here for Team CC. How exciting. Right? Sure. Four 2 or 4-3 is a better series. Yeah, I was worried at first it was going to be like a 4-0 or something. But it's coming down to the wire a little bit here now. Alright, we got the 4 corner spawns. Marsok's going to be bottom left. Oh, with Terran this time. Okay. Interesting. So we'll see if BB and Shanji want to do this kind of like technical game like they did last time in this matchup. The problem is the Terran is very far away. I mean, I say it's a problem. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day how far away Terran is from BB when you're going cannon, so that really shouldn't matter. What did we say? What about me? Someone translate for me. Need my Chinese friends to read to me. Okay. Looks like 12 pull from Shanji. I like that. I like going later pull. Like, if I knew I was against PT, I would actually probably 12 hatch. In this spawn, anyway. If I'm chair choke with toss, then I don't 12 hatch, but I think in this spawn it's fine. Is this pylon good? Isn't it just going to slow it down a little bit? These two should be mining the same. Although that seems to be bouncing pretty quick. I need to check that. That shouldn't make a difference, I don't think. Yeah, okay. That looked more normal. I mean, it's possible. There is one of the things I don't know about is as far as like building depots and pylons in your mineral line to increase mining. I think like there's a depot or something that I see people do here in like pylons and stuff, but I actually don't. I never actually checked any of that myself. Is something that I don't want to say it's not important to me, because it is something I should do. Like, it's a simple thing to do. I'm not confident. Right? I'd like to know exactly how it's helping before I did it. You know what I mean? Alright, we're getting Forge and Cannons here from CC again. We're getting Mech, though, from Marsox this time. And I do think Mech is actually going to be a little bit hard for Team BP to play against normally. Love the Cannons with the Spire. I think, assuming this is going to be a Spire, I really hope it's a Spire, not Lurkers. I think that, against what Marsox is doing, will be super strong. Unfortunately, we are going to get scouted. We're not going to get scouted. That's perfect. So I wouldn't mind seeing a couple more drones here from Shanji now. No, I don't like this. I do not like Lurkers. Okay, well, Shanji's going to go Lurkers again instead of Mutas. I don't like it. It is what it is. And these Zealots came out from CC very early, actually. There was really no reason for them to come out here. So they should be getting picked off. This is a really big mistake from CC to throw these units away. And there was no reason for them to be out on the map. Like, they can't do anything. He's gonna get away with a couple, even though he shouldn't have. And they almost can commit to an attack here. I actually like her just going over here and killing this gateway. They can just kill the one gateway and leave. The cannon's going to finish up here, so we don't really want to kill more than that. Although we can threaten this bottom one as well. Actually just going to keep attacking with the cannon shooting us. Not really a fan of that, though. Okay. And we're actually going to get a Vulture drop from Marsox. This is actually pretty smart. And I think Shanji's going to die. I wish so bad this was a Spire. Shanji. No, it is not. Look, Aussie live streaming? Okay, okay. Thank you. But yeah, no ledges are allowed. He sees drop, but he's not prepared for it. Vultures can actually just kill this Hydra. It would make it much easier for Marsox. But this is fine. Gonna kill all the drones. Shanji... he has to be careful. He only has one drone mining gas right now, so he can't even make any more drones. You gotta mine some minerals, Shanji. We're gonna try and get some lurkers up here. BB walking through mines. Not looking good. I mean, the lurkers are kill out of this base, but I mean, how much damage is BB gonna take as well, right? Like, these 4 vultures have done so much damage. They basically killed a player. Shanji's still not even mining minerals right now. I don't know what. I guess it's just accepted that he's dead at this point. And now, because we never mine minerals, we can't make another drone, so when this drone goes down... And Shanji is out, so now he just has these lurkers. He is going to be able to do a lot of damage to CC at least, so it's going to be kind of a 1v1, but not really, because CC's not going to die. Yeah, it's not looking good. Now BB's coming down here, and she's going to lose a bunch of units to try and protect someone that was mining gas while he was dead, so... If you have mutas... Yeah, just the lurker stuff is... irritating me. Just ran into the cannon and died. So BB has to kill CC and then turn around and 1v1 Marsox, which is going to be almost impossible in this situation. I don't even know if she can... She might can kill him, but she's going to lose so much in the process, and Marsox is going to keep getting bigger and bigger. I mean, it's nice the way they're doing this. It's about as efficient as she can be. I'd love to see the Laker move up as well, since they cleared these cannons. But I don't think it matters. I don't think she's going to be able to deal with Marsox. Alright, well, it's going to be tied 3-3, so it is actually going to come down to the last game here. 22 viewers, it's like 1/5 of StarCraft player base. It's kind of true. Kind of true. I'm at 25 on Twitch and 24 on YouTube right now. Yeah, I mean, it's nice that they killed CC, but yeah, she just doesn't have enough for this. Or anything. Looks like it was close. I mean, one of the tanks very low. It was only 4 tanks left over. Obviously, if she hadn't had to use all these goons, and then yeah, it would have been fine. But it's tough. It's tough when your teammate wants to go lurker rush into mech. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So we're gonna get to game 7. Do or die for both teams. She's gonna survive, but yeah. She's gonna survive, but she's dead. Not even gonna move the goons inside. You know, I don't know that I've ever seen her do that before, now that I'm thinking about it. I don't think I've ever seen her walk her goons into tanks to make them stop shooting. Alright, she's gonna keep trying to play here. I mean, because it is like kind of a 1v1. But, I mean, she's down 30 supply against the Terran mech player, right? And she has no tech going for her. Probe count extremely low, just on the 5 gateway. She has less gateways than factories. Soon. Yeah. Yeah, we're dead. I mean, the lurker value is nice. If only she'd been able to hold on just a little bit better. I missed. It's funny. It's too funny. She's doing it, boys. It can be done. Okay. Okay, BB. It's okay, you're done. GG. No, it's supposed to be me and BB playing tonight against potentially Marsox and Uncle Toss, or Marsox and Mido, but it seemed like that wasn't gonna happen. Yo, what's up, Max? What's up, Patrick? Alright, Patrick, you were here earlier. You said first. A long time ago. I forgot. Wait, I just closed my YouTube channel. Okay, there we go. Oh, I just assumed MM? Is that why? I think he thought Marsox was gonna go bio. Maybe. Alright, well, Marsox got Zerg. Ladies and gentlemen, you kinda know what that means. It is the worst race I feel like he could have gotten. So not looking good for Team CC. That being said, they are shared choke, so that's pretty nice, but it's also decent spawns for Team BB as well. We're going to keep an eye on the pull timing from both players here. What kind of builds we want to go for. Okay, we got Overlord from Shanji, and it's going to be a 9 pull from Marsox. Now, is Shanji going to go 12 pull, 11 pull, over pull? Ideally, I'd like to see him go over pull here, just to protect BB a little bit. And because Marsox doesn't know how to 9 pull properly, so he always goes gas and then drone again, which is wrong, as we saw him do before. But it looks like it's going to be 11 gas? Not 10 pull? Shanji, hello? I mean, 10 pull at 300 minerals. It's okay. Sometimes chickens just... Sometimes you just gotta make up another new build. Game 7, let's just make something up. Why not? So we did 11 gas, 10 pull, but we went to 300 minerals before we made our spawning pool instead of just making drones, and it doesn't make any sense. There's no logic here. It's okay. Alright, Ling's popping here for Marsox. BB usually okay against just a single Zerg, but it's going to be potentially Zealots joining in with it would be the problem for her. Like I said, our early game micro, not the strongest, so she's a little bit vulnerable in these early game attacks. Shanji, Ling speed has started. So it looks like he's just planning on mass Ling for a little while. We pulled off gas completely. And I do not like... So, I will say... I think 3 gate's good in this matchup, but I don't like how early these players drop the 3rd gate, because you're going to be down on Zealots. So you know, like, every time she's just behind in Zealots, is because she wants to continue making workers, which is a great thing to do. But if you're doing continuous workers, the 3rd gateway is going to slow down your production. So you're going to have less Zealots because of this 3rd gateway. You're literally going to have 2 less Zealots. Like, if you watch me play, I'll play 2 gate against 3 gate and have more Zealots and more probes than them. The 3rd gate this early just doesn't really help. That being said, Ling's going to jump on top of the Zealots here and going to get a really good trade against them. The Zealot picking off looks like 2 probes in total before it gets picked off, which is pretty decent for BB. I think that's completely fine. Shanji does show up with his links here, though, and deflects these links from Marsox. BB, as you can see, though, her pro production, because it is good, like I said, she has a good pro production habit. She is still ahead in workers despite losing a couple. But it looks like a pretty decent bit, actually, over CC. And Shanji's going to have that production advantage over Marsox for a little bit here. Looks like he has a very slight lead in supply. But we are supply blocked, so we can't use all of our larvae. That being said, Marsox not really any better off. Pretty good pull here from Shanji, pulling these Lings away from the Zealots. Gotta be careful not to fight them on top of the Lings and Zealots at the same time, though. And now that's a very bad trade from Shanji. BB Zealot's very slow to join in the fight here. And because of that supply block, Shanji actually losing what it should have been a Ling advantage, and he's pulling all the way back, leaving BB to fight 1v2 by herself. And then going to come in after the fact with all the Zealots here, so that's going to be another bad trade. Shanji's kind of donating Lings. Blue team really poor team coordination, just going in one at a time against the 2 players over and over again. And taking really bad fights. And this is going to be another losing fight for the blue team. There's far too many Zealots here for CC at the moment. These Lings gonna at least run around and kill the probe, which is nice, and potentially cancel both cannons. Gotta make sure this cannon goes down, and he is gonna be able to get it, so that's nice for him. BB, though, only 2 Zealots out on the field. extremely vulnerable if she gets attacked, and she needs to not be losing extra zealots. They're going to pull the trigger and go to Shanji, and Shanji has only lings, no sunkens. Going to be starting a creep colony now. And BB only 3 zealots to her name. Going to try and help him out. If he can defend here, then they're actually going to be in pretty good shape. And it looks like there's not really any lings here for Marsox. And BB, unfortunately, these 3 zealots going to get picked off. And yeah, just moving out 3 zealots, not really going to be able to do too much. It is going to buy Shanji time, though, actually, so he's going to get these Sunkens up, and he actually should be safe from these Zealots. Might lose this top hatchery, potentially, because of the Sunken being a bit late here. But he has a lot of Lings, honestly, so with this Sunken finishing and pulling them around and getting a bunch of shots off, I think he's actually going to be able to defend. I do think this hatchery is going to go down, but he's going to be able to kill a lot of the Zealots and get a lot of damage in the meantime. So it wasn't that bad for Shanji overall. But he is going to be a bit behind Marsox now in production. And BB Zealot's going to be joining down here to try and help defend. Should be able to clean up a lot of these Zealots. At least, which will be good for them. But now there's a lot of pressure on BB to get a lot of value. While Shanji plays catch up a little bit. And you kind of see, like, her Zealots are just splitting up constantly, right? She's never keeping them together, so they're just fighting way more poorly than they should, and because of that, she's actually going to lose all of her units, which is crazy. Actually, CC is getting really good value with the Zealots in this attack. But Shanji's not going to die. It's got the 2 Sunkens, the rest of his production, the rest of his SimCity very well protected. He needs to stop fighting away from his Sunkens, though. Just, you're not in danger of anything. They can't kill you anymore. We're pulling drones, like, just chill. Just relax. You're completely fine. BB's got to be very careful not to waste too many Zealots. Like, she has been extremely wasteful this game, like this. Like, she's coming out into the middle now, and she's just going to get swallowed up and lose all of her Zealots again. And this has been happening for both Shanji and BB this entire game. Just throwing units away and fighting really poorly. Which has allowed the red team to just kind of keep snowballing here. We have the lair on the way for both Zerg players, at least. BB is going to be safe, though, with her reinforcements in this one cannon here. And they kind of actually won in middle. BB, despite... This is what I keep talking about. Despite how many units BB has wasted, she is still ahead in supply because this is always blinking. And the opponent's is not. Macro can take you a long way. Spire, though, is on the way from Marsox, and this is going to put a lot of pressure onto the blue team. They at least see it starting, which is kind of nice, but Marsox going to be able to drone a lot if he wants to here. Going to go up to a second gas as well. The lair did finish for Shanji, so he's going to start his own Spire, but he's just not going to have the extra larva like Marsox is. His economy still isn't too bad off. He actually has, I think, as many drones or close to as many drones as Marsox, but just the extra larva means that Marsox could get very far ahead. And he does have a second gas, right? Which is a really, really big deal. And if Zealot Speed finishes soon, Zealot Speed and +1, there is a potential, if it's about to finish, that BB could take an amazing fight. She just needs like another round or 2 of Zealots. The unfortunate thing, or the difficult thing, is that the metas are going to be coming out soon. But if she finishes +1 and speed, like, very soon with another round, she can break this before all the cannons get up. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I think red team's gonna win this game. I think our hometown heroes, it's not looking good. Are these new players? I wouldn't call them noobs, but they are chickens. which is what the Chinese call the not-so-great players. Yeah, this is not, like, super high level. Alright, metas are out. We got a bunch of Scourge here for Shanji. Okay, does a decent job actually of splitting them up so he doesn't overconnect onto the mutas. I doubt Marsox knows the muta micro, which we see there. Speed does finish. We still don't have +1, but she's going to attack into these cannons. There's 4 cannons, though, and a bunch of Zealots and Lings here, so BB's not going to be able to break through this, especially without the +1 to help us shoot through the Lings a bit faster. So going to get defended there. Marsox did lose a lot of his muta, which is pretty good for Shanji. Would love to see him mining his gas properly. Needs to kill this Sunken, and needs to get a third on this gas. The fact that he's not mining his gas correctly is incredibly painful. BB still didn't have goon range either when she was making all these goons, so gonna donate a lot of her goons here. The muta's at least gonna get picked off here for Marsox, so that's a slight win. I just don't think it's gonna be enough. Again, like I said, he's not mining properly. Did make a few more drones. Would love to see him fix his mining. Last of the mutas does go down here for Marsox. And BB is going to hold, I believe. Maybe not, actually. It's a lot of goons coming still. These Lings need to run past. Okay, that's actually a good call from Shanji. I like that call from Shanji. This is going to help BB stabilize quite a bit if he can pick off a lot of these goons. BB not fighting with the Lings, though. It's a pretty big mistake. A lot of lost DPS there. Gonna try to get these forward cannons up. They just need to go into this. This goon getting trapped also extremely painful. Every unit's like extremely precious right now. Okay, did get his third on that gas, but like I said, this one's not... They're still not mining properly. He needs a... Wait, did he just take it off? Or am I crazy? Maybe I saw it wrong. Yeah, 2 on this gas as you kill this Sunken. It's just Shanji's not mining. I don't know how... It's so hard for me not to get frustrated watching these players. Like, how do you not understand the importance of mining your gas right now? Like, there's nothing else to be doing. I think he's dead. Too many goons, I think. I mean, he's killed a fair amount of the mutants with Scourge, which is nice. He doesn't have an answer for all these goons, though. BB's gonna try to break mid while this is happening. But yeah, the bottom of the middle line here gonna be exposed. Actually, Marsox not looking here while he's targeted onto a Sunken, so gonna lose a bunch more mutas. And BB, unfortunately, not gonna be able to break mid. And I think that is actually going to be a red team victory. Shanji looking dead, and despite going up 3-1, they're actually going to lose this series 4-3 in total. I mean, BB is going to keep pressuring here. Shanji has killed most of the mutas. I mean, Shanji is going to survive, but BB still not going to be able to break through mid. She made a decent bit of progress, killed a lot of the goons, killed a few of the cannons, but the cannons are being rebuilt. The expansion here for CC is going to be done, so it's going to get a huge eco advantage. I mean, Shanji did a good job surviving, honestly. Thought he was very dead. But it's just not going to be enough. We see the red team finishing up their expansions. Marsox holding a pretty sizable lead over the Zerg player. BB, as always, add in supply. Just always is that way. But CC, you know, with that expansion finishing, is going to get a lot of money soon. Is going to be able to add a bunch of extra gateways. And honestly, I don't think Shanji can even survive Marsox's mutas at this point. Marsox going up to the 3rd gas even. We're still mining off of just the 1 gas, right? I'm biased, okay? Very biased. Well, glad to know they're not pros, so not disappointing, right? Needs to tech, maybe get reverse, get more gas next build, maybe for more gas, pro that other Zerg noob. Both Zerg only got Zerglings and Mutas now, but could have Hydra later. Well, you don't necessarily want Hydra in this matchup anyway, to be fair. Like, Muta is the correct play here, but the way they're going about it is not ideal. Alright, BB's gonna try to break mid again, but, you know, it's just too many cannons. She doesn't have enough production. I mean, she's got a decent gateway count. Like I said, her supply's always looking pretty decent, but CC's caught up in supply. You're gonna have the Mutas joining with the cannons as well. And she's gonna make good progress on the cannons, because her upgrades are actually pretty decent. She has 1-1, but the Muta's gonna be able to join in here once the goon count's thinned out and push that back. And that triple gas kicking in from Marsox just means that he's gonna have a ton of Mutas. And, you know, there's no storm or anything out yet to deal with the Mutas. So even though she had a good goon count and made decent progress, not going to be able to break through, and there's just really nothing coming out of Shanji in the meantime. He's got a few Mutas he's going to look to try and counterattack. He's actually going to get stuck on those Muta because they were on their own move or attack move, so going to get stuck on that Overlord. Even have the upgrade advantage. He's got the armor over the attack, which is better than the Muta versus Muta fight. Still not mining our second gas, which I don't know why we're not. There's nothing else to be doing. We're on one base. All the Muta's going to go down. And it's just going to be a very frustrating loss, I think, for Blue, because BB is never going to be able to break mid. She maybe could have tried to expand, but it's pretty hard in this situation. She's got a good gateway count. She is getting her Templar out to make an Archon. I'd prefer Storm for sure, because this Goon Muta Storm is just way, way better. But Archon, it's okay against the Mutas. I mean, they're good against the Mutas still. Okay, well, we did start mining our gas with 2 again. Still not 3, which I don't know how we just never have 3 on our gas. It's crazy. Mascoon, not very good against Mutas, unfortunately. Archon not even joining in the fight. Still no Storm available. And it's just a very sad and painful death for the blue team. Look at the it's fun. It is looking grim. Very, very grim. The fact that BB's like staying close in supply with CC is really impressive. I mean, he's still so goon heavy. Like, if we went goon storm earlier, I actually think. And no, I don't know. It's not possible. I'm just daydreaming at this point. I mean, that's cute, but it's not gonna be good enough. I think our Zerg is dead. 2 armor. Way more Muta. Second Spire on the way. Greater Spire on the way. Protoss has more supply than our Protoss. He's getting his own Storm. He's got a bunch of cannons in mid. Here come the Mutas from Marsox. Probably going to finish off Shanji here. Does have a few Spores, but it's not going to be nearly enough for this big of a Muta deficit. We did hatch a few lings during this attack, though. BB's going to try to break mid one last time while Shanji dies. I mean, he's going to kill a fair amount of the mutas because of the spores. The storms from CC are not actually here yet. But they're going to get here now. And BB just going to call GG. Not even going to try to break out. And it looks like Team CC and Marsox going to win this series 4-3 after a 3-1 deficit. So great comeback by them. Shanji, I hope you watch my cast and you listen to my hatred of how you play. Do you ever play Warcraft 1 Pathing on the Gas reminds me of the Gold Miners? No, I played it, but it was so long ago and so briefly, I really don't remember. Salty Aussie, I am salty. Very salty. Well, unfortunately, Team BB lost. Like I said, very biased. We're not gonna hide it. But gonna get to bed. Stayed up a lot later than I intended to. I didn't think this was actually gonna take 2 hours, but it's all good. But thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the games. Hope you enjoyed the commentary. I will be back on tomorrow. I have a best of 7 versus Nomad for $50 tomorrow, 1v1. And I might do some BGH tomorrow night as well. We'll see. But I'm at least for sure doing that tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. I'm a little bit rusty, like I said, but I think if I practice a bit, get on point, we can take out Nomad for sure. Good luck. Thanks, Moonrise. Appreciate it. All right, GG's. Good night. Thanks for watching.